What type of student are you? Are you the type that just gets depressed, feels anxiety, feels stressed about just school itself? Are you that type of student that just sits there looking at their book, doing nothing? Feeling stressed about school while everyone else is positively socializing around you? Unsure of what to do? Or are you that student who's constantly doing homework, or constantly working in class, giving such a hard workload, unsure of what to do? As a student, one of the main contributing factors to them is stress. And because of that, we wanted to know how the fear of failure relates to the stress a student faces. So we interviewed Mr. Glass, our grade 11 law teacher, about what he felt and how he felt about the fear of failure and student stress.
Well, I think failure is a good thing to have happen to you. The more people fail, the more they dust themselves off, get up, and start again and learn from their mistakes. So I think that maybe today, where everybody passes, everyone gets a 50 or 51 no matter what, people aren't having the chance to fail and repeat something and feel that awful feeling of failure. But then the amazing feeling when you're successful the second time. I just don't think there's enough money in the system. So people are being pushed through school, finishing grade 12 at age 17, maybe, with a few 50 or 51s. And then they don't have the tools for life. So I think that, high school should be a place where students should be able to experience failure. Now, interestingly enough, university and college is now easier to get into than it used to be, yet students are more stressed. So marks are going up, averages are going up, and it's actually getting easier to get into York or UIT. Like you can get 6 credits at grade 12 of 51 each and you'll get into York University. So it's actually getting easier to get in, and averages are going up, but stress is going up. So it's really interesting. Like I just don't get it. I don't know why all this stress on students. Maybe we should get rid of marks altogether, in the sense like it's just learning and you get feedback. And then everybody goes to university or college. There the marks start. Perhaps we should do that way and not have marks, maybe just levels, even more generalized level. And no marks, but just feedback, talking, learning, and then once you hit university or college, then you start getting marks.
When you think about the word stress, what actually is stress? Stress is your body's way of responding to any kind of demand, and it has many negative effects to it. Said by most students, one of the causes of their stress is because of their own procrastination. Here's a brief analogy to show what procrastination actually represents.
Procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing something. This is a picture of a non-procrastinator's brain. Similarly, this is a picture of a procrastinator's brain. The monkey always tries to distract the rational decision maker. Though, when deadlines become near, the panic monster awakes. The monkey is afraid of the panic monster, so when he appears, he goes and hides up his tree. This leaves the rational decision maker to salvage what he can and finish the assignment with whatever little time is left. And this is basically how procrastination works. #StopMonkeys 2018.
It's now culminating period for all students, meaning most students might experience an increase in workload, and because of this, they might feel more stressed. So we went around surveying students in groups of 3 about how their experiences with stress and increases of workload.
The first question is, have you experienced an increase in workload over the past 2 weeks? Please answer with yes or no. Here we could see that 2 students have experienced an increase in workload. Now, on to the second question. Please erase your boards. Have you guys felt an increased amount of stress over the past 2 weeks? Students that experience an increased workload have also experienced more stress.
After getting 3 students for the first time, we repeated the survey twice, but this time with 6 different students, and the results continue to be the same. From all 3 groups that were surveyed, out of the 3 students, 2 of them replied yes to both questions, as they received a larger workload and felt more stressed, while there was only 1 student who denied both. But what are ways to manage or cope with stress? One way to cope with stress is to get social support. It allows you to talk to the people around you, which also allows you to forget about what's currently happening and what you're stressing about specifically. This improves your mood and also helps you relax and calm down. After conducting an interview and also conducting a survey, which was done 3 different times by 9 students, we've concluded that students face more stress during culminating periods. And through their experiences, some of the causes to this stress are because of increases of workload, the fear of failure during culminating periods, and also procrastination, which is a key factor to contributing to stress. And by getting social support, this allows you to talk to someone you trust and helps relieve your overall stress. Another way for a student to reduce stress is through meditation and yoga, as it helps the mind and body relax and focus. Spiritual meditation can also help, especially when it comes to seeing things in a new perspective. We decided to interview Ms. Pfister, as she is the grade 11 yoga teacher at MCI, and she has a lot of experience on this topic.
So, what are the benefits of meditation helping stress?
Well, one of the benefits is that it helps to teach us how to respond to our stress rather than react. A lot of times when we're stressed, we make bad decisions, we procrastinate, we have breakdowns, we cry, we become irritable, we can't sleep at night. And what meditation does is it slows us down a little bit and allows us to observe the stress and respond to it rather than having a negative reaction to it. And then we're able to talk ourselves down a little bit and manage the stress more effectively.
As Ms. Pfister discusses ways to manage and cope with stress through yoga and meditation, here are some examples of things you can do yourself.
And a few ways to do this is, for example, just taking 3 deep breaths in a meditative way. And deep breathing has been shown to calm the sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is the fight, flight, freeze response, and sometimes when we are in that highly elevated reaction to our stress, we shut down and we blank out, and a lot of students talk about blanking out on tests and exams. So with a meditation practice, you'll start to recognize, oh, this is stress, this is normal, everyone experiences stress. I'm going to take a few deep breaths, I'm going to acknowledge that I'm stressed out, because just even naming it helps to tame the stress.
After asking a teacher's perspective, we decided to ask a student's perspective from the grade 12 yoga class.
So, how does meditation affect stress?
I think meditation is like easy way to relieve stress. So a lot of people go through like different things, and when they feel stressed, they choose to like go for like stuff like alcohol and drugs. But instead, something to do with meditation. So like whenever I'm stressed, I see when my friend messages me, or if I see one of my friends in real life, I definitely do get a lot less stress and just feel like a lot more alive.
To demonstrate to students and show them what they can do to help relieve stress, we filmed our grade 11 yoga class, which was led by Ms. Pfister, and also filmed what they daily do to help relieve their own stress.
Reach up through the crown of the head. Your hands can be placed on your lap or on the table. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, I invite you to close your eyes. Otherwise, stare at the end of your desk or at your hands. I'm going to ring the bell and you're going to listen for the end of the sound.
Overall,
of the
students have many experiences with stress. Some may not experience stress, but others do. And through surveys and interviews, today we talked about how we can manage and cope with stress, how stress affects students, and what are the contributing factors, and what are their experiences in general. And through this, you can learn that there are multiple ways to deal with stress, and stress is not the answer, especially during culminating periods. As that concludes our documentary, we hope that this documentary helped you in ways to find out how to relieve stress.